Hello, Jimmy Jace here, and I wanted to shoot a quick video that is a leaders-only high-level overview about the training that you're attending. Now, on the training, I'm going to be giving a lot of detail about how to use meetup.com, but I wanted to take a couple of minutes, leader to leader, and show you why you and your team should be using Meetup. I know as a top leader, you're very busy, you've got lots of demands on your time, and as a sign of respect, I want to give you an idea of what you can expect on the webinar so that you can make sure that you are attending the right training. So here's what we're going to cover. I'm going to give you the exact steps that Mia used to grow a database of 604 targeted local entrepreneurs and professionals over the last 6 months. She was able to do this working just a couple hours per month. I'm going to show you how she was able to attract and enroll her A++ prospects into her business, and how she was able to get 52 guests to actually show up and attend her local company events. And I'm going to show you the exact same steps that you can teach your downline so that they can fill events that you speak at each and every time. Now, this was 2 distributors and 52 guests. All right, this happened last month. She enrolled 7 distributors, 13 customers, and she's on pace to enroll another 20 distributors this month. So if you want to be a leader of leaders, right, a leader who sees your teammates consistently winning, recruiting new people, crossing stage, and developing into leaders, you are going to love this. You're also going to love the fact that once you and your team master this, you will never speak in front of half-empty rooms ever again. Now, if you're like most network marketing leaders who want to 10x your downline, this probably won't be the first presentation you've ever attended on the topic of finding prospects and recruiting. And if you're like most leaders, you've probably found many of the trainings out there to be pretty disappointing, maybe even a total waste of time. And if you're attending this training, especially if you're considering inviting your downline onto the webinar, I want you to know this will be different, okay? It's not going to be a bunch of regurgitated and outdated information. I promise you it will be different, and here's how, okay? It's not going to be a bunch of theories or mindset trainings, okay? It's just actionable content backed by clear case studies that you and your team can apply immediately. It's not going to be new ways of doing old stuff. It's not going to be chasing people, okay? It's a fundamentally different way of prospecting that gets people coming to you. And it's not going to be a bunch of, great ideas like Facebook ads or SEO work, things like that work really great, but that you would never want your downline seeing or copying. This is something that anyone on your team can do. And there's not going to be any, gurus who are telling your downline what scripts to use or how to increase their closing percentage, all right? I know that you know your business better than I do. You know your people better than I do. And I'm not going to be telling them what to do and what to say or how to increase their closing rate. This is literally just going to be about how to get them in front of 10 times as many prospects on an ongoing basis, and you can take it from there. Second of all, this has worked in all kinds of different network marketing spaces, even actually outside of network marketing. All right, financial services, health and wellness companies, travel, direct sales, essential services, wine, hair care, right? Basically, any network marketing company that needs people, this can work for. And it's a way for your downline to get leverage and authority positioning so they can attract better prospects and develop leadership and influence. So if you're tired of endless calls from people in your downline, always needing help and always asking support questions, you're going to love this because you're going to discover a system and a method that teaches your downline how to be resourceful, influential leaders. All right, and I don't mean let's just sit around and read leadership books and do personal development for 6 months and recruit 0 people, okay? I mean real-world leadership experience while generating prospects at the exact same time. I'll explain more on the webinar, but I'm going to show you how to create a Meetup funnel. You've got a Meetup group, you've got value events, and Meetup and Google dump people into the top of that funnel for you, and out of the bottom comes your perfect prospect, month in and month out. You're going to see a little line here. This is what happens on Meetup, is basically you're just going from stranger to friend. Meetup is all about meeting new friends. And unlike Facebook, every single person on Meetup has joined because they want to meet new people and they want to do local activities. After your group, after your event, that's when you're going to have them fill out an interest form where they tell you what things they're interested in. And this is where you go from friend to business partner or customer. So the only function of Meetup is to meet new friends and to develop authority positioning. Off of Meetup is where you're going to do your business pitch. So why is it important to attend? Well, there's 2 seasons in network marketing, right? You know this, I know this. There's planting and there's harvesting. And when there's planting time, when it's time to seed, right, you better be planting as much or more than what you're harvesting every month. If you don't, eventually the harvest will dry up. And unfortunately, most network marketers spend 0 time planting, right? It's always recruit, recruit, recruit. And I get it, right? Every single month, there's always a new rank to hit, a new company event or a special promotion to run for, right? There's always some reason why you should ignore seeding, ignore making new relationships, and instead just focus on recruit, recruit, recruit. But it's not sustainable. And even if things are going great, if recruiting's at an all-time high, if people in your team are burning through their warm market with no strategy to make new friends, your growth and recruiting will dry up. So if you're in a bit of a drought right now, right? If you've hit a big rank goal and fallen back a bit, or maybe most of your teams are doing great, but 1 or 2 of them are dying off, or heck, even if all your teams are doing great right now, but you want to make sure that that growth stays sustainable, remember this. The best time for you and your team to seed, to build new relationships was 6 months ago. The next best time is right now. And listen, 6 months is going to come and go anyways. So in 6 months from now, do you want to be praying that the harvest is still going and that the names on your list haven't dried out? Or do you want to have hundreds of brand new people, brand new relationships, people that know, like, and trust you that you can share with your business at any time? Let me show you what I'm talking about. This group is called Young, Fun, and Professional. 775 people have joined this group. This one's called Stay Active, Workout, and Have Fun. It's a workout group, 2,000 members, right? Here's a travel group, 4,000 members. I think it's actually up to 5,000 now. This one is called Get Fit, Mind, Body, Soul. It's another workout group. It's a friend of mine, and I'm going to be using it as a case study. It's over 1,500 members today, and in the first 36 days, he attracted 372 people who already want to lose weight. So if you're in a weight loss business, how awesome would it be, to be able to teach on demand anybody on your team how to get 372 prospects every single month? Or if you're in a travel company or a financial education company, literally, it doesn't matter. I'll show you how to do it on the webinar. So let's do a little bit of math. I want to show you kind of a big picture vision of what this can look like for your company. All right, so this is meetupcalculator.com, and you can go here to get a visual on your meetup groups, all right? And so what we're saying in this example is that there are 500 people joining your meetup group. In David's group, it took him a month and a half to hit 500 members. In his group, he had a higher attendance than this, but we're going to say that 20 people show up to your one event and that you've got 10 people of those 20 that say, yes, I'm open to more information, which is pretty realistic based on the fact that everyone who joins your group is already interested in the topic, right? Entrepreneurship, fitness, travel, whatever your group is about. So we take those 10 prospects, they all check out your presentation, and so we multiply 10 by whatever your closing rate is, right? How many customers get started out of 10, how many business owners get started out of 10, and then you also multiply that by your volume. So you put in whatever volume, PV, BV, GV, points, volume, whatever you call it in your company, go ahead and throw those numbers in here. What this is saying is that based on these numbers, our example person is going to bring in an extra 1,000 in volume month number 1, and in 24 months from now, his monthly volume is going to be 17,000. Now, on our example person, that's about a $1,500 a month income, all right? And this is based upon doing one event a month and doing 1 day of follow-up, right? So you're probably looking at what's that, 2 hours one evening, and then another day of follow-up every month to make an extra $1,700 a month. So let's look at this from a team perspective, okay? What if this duplicates? What if it's you and 10 other people? You plus 10 means that you've got right here, this would be in our example company, a 6-figure income. It's you and 10 people hosting one event a month. But what happens if it grows further than this? What if in a couple years from now, David's group is at 1,500 members? What if you got 1,500 members? And what if you've got, I don't know, 50 organizers, right? That is 2.5 million in monthly group volume month after month after month. So month number 1, it's 154,000, and it scales all the way up to $2.5 million per month in volume. Now, this is assuming two things. One is 100% retention, which isn't true. But the other thing it's assuming is that these 300 business owners are doing nothing. This is only counting you and your 50 organizers. Imagine having a database of 75,000 prospects, 3,000 people attending monthly events, 1,500 of them taking a look at your presentation, and 2.5 million in monthly volume. I'm going to share more with you on the webinar, but I wanted to give you a quick peek of what's possible when this duplicates. So I hope this has expanded your vision. I hope it's given you some insight into what you can expect from the webinar and how this can duplicate. Here's what to expect next. All right, you should expect a reminder email from me closer to webinar time. There's about 90 minutes of webinar content, so I'm going to give you some specifics about how to create your own meetup. I'm going to give you some case studies, and I'm going to go into a lot more detail on how to build your group. I'm also going to go through some commonly asked questions at the end. So attend the webinar, and if you like the idea that you're going down here, you like this vein, and you like the idea of having your very own prospecting pond to fish from, you're going to love this. And don't worry, if you don't have a lot of time or if you're traveling a lot, you can outsource a lot of these meetup events. And I'm going to walk you through all of it on the webinar. Like, even if you haven't heard of Meetup before, even if you've ever built a group or never been on it before, and you have no idea what kind of a group to create, I've got you covered. Now, unless this webinar that you're registered for is a company specific, like a team branded webinar, it likely isn't live. We use an on-demand webinar service that gives you lots of different times to choose from. You're more than welcome to share this with your team. Any links will be in the emails we've sent to you. And you're going to get the exact same experience as a live webinar, including the live chat box. If there isn't somebody manning the chat box live, we'll get back to your questions within 2 business days. Now, if you've got a larger team of at least 1,000 people in your downline and you'd like some information about doing a team-branded live webinar just for you and your team, go ahead and send an email to support@jimmyjays.com, and we'll get back to you right away with a couple of questions so that we can get it set up for you. There's a link to the meetup calculator underneath this video. Go ahead and click on it, run some scenarios, put in some numbers that are accurate to your closing rates and the volume that you would get, or the points or PV that you'd get, or BV in your company. And then set a goal, right? How many meetup groups would you like to see in your organization over the next year? And once you've got that number, once you know how many meetup groups you want, now it's time to find some meetup organizers, right? People that are already in your downline that could host a meetup group, that could spend a couple hours a month getting in front of targeted local prospects. Literally anybody who wants to grow their speaking leadership ability, anybody who wants more prospects, and anybody who's willing to spend some time adding value to people to prepare for the next harvest. So thank you so much for joining me. I really look forward to sharing more content with you and more specifics about Meetup on the webinar. And go ahead and click the link below so you can check out that Meetup calculator and set your own goal for how many people you'd like to see in your team hosting Meetup groups.